Welcome in to the Aries Alert Show, the 20th anniversary of the Aries Alert Show. Welcome in. My name is Salt Aries. I want to thank everybody for being here today, chilling, talking. I'm going to see how long we actually go on the topics. I don't really have a time scale. I'm just going to run through things. I made some good topics. That's what delayed me today, was the actual topic side of things. I normally have, let me mute this gameplay. I normally have gameplay going in the background, so I thought, why not keep it going and put the Chiefs versus the Ravens, two high-powered offense and defenses. And then I also thought, why not put that on in the background? Let these guys just knock each other down. And then we can, if I'm still talking after, say, the game goes off, then we can put them on different time scales. So we'll put them on about 12 minutes. 1 o'clock in the afternoon game at the Ravens Stadium. All right. Launch that. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, the first topic, of course, is going to be explaining who I am, what SR51 Media is, and the plans I have for it. Okay, I am Salt Aries. If this is your first Aries Alert Show, welcome. This is the 20th anniversary show. I've been doing it for a good couple of years now. You might be asking why we just got to 20. It's mainly because I had the show located for the first couple episodes on, I think it was SoundCloud for a period of time. And then after that, I got to a position where I decided to bring the podcast to TikTok now after being on YouTube, just because I felt as though it's unfair to the TikTok audience, you know, the guys and gals that normally come in and watch me game and play different games and things like that, for them not to get an opportunity to be able to listen to the podcast. And we could always set up a recording where we can make it available on www.sr51media.com if you haven't seen it in the chat. So diving into the first topic, that's who I am. SR51 Media is a brand I started to do cutting edge media, whether that is our plans to further game streaming and also topics and podcasts and explore more into podcasting, whether it be the topic we'll talk about later, furthering my digital art goals for the SR51 Media books, things that we'll talk about later in the show. Whatever it may be, basically the goal of it is to bring the best media forward. That's why I chose media as a name. I also have backups and alternatives to different things if I ever have to change things up, and, you know, pretty flexible there. The plans that I have forward is to make more content. I feel as though that this is where today comes from. You know, normally around this time I would be playing Madden. I would have that as the single game that I'm playing. There's topics that I'm going to be bringing up about that, solely about, you know, just Madden and other things like that. But basically it will be more expanded in TikTok. I feel as though TikTok's not getting enough content, and I also feel as though the website's not getting enough updated content for everybody that goes to the website to view there. So I have plans to upgrade stuff there. Okay. Topic number 2. Xbox buys Activision Blizzard. What I think this means and what I've read and heard. Okay, so as you probably have heard, the whole Xbox Blizzard thing went down, and they basically, I guess, you know, own Blizzard or something like that. To me, the most appealing part of a Call of Duty game to me is the story. Some of the things I look back on is some of the best Call of Duties: Black Ops, Modern Warfare. One of my favorites was Ghost, because I'll never forget being on that beach and my brother in the game getting dragged off, and me thinking, hey, I'm going to get this guy back in the next Call of Duty, and they just never really came back around to it. So I'm looking forward to more Call of Duty and more, hopefully, like they said, Call of Duty on the Switch, because I am a Nintendo Switch owner. So I would definitely buy like a Nintendo Switch Call of Duty just to play the story and maybe jump into some matches as well, because of the whole meme I think they're called Memojis or something like that, where they come from. I think it was the characters of card in Switch, where they run up over the world when you're looking for a world match in, like, say, Mario Kart, right? So I would be open to buying a Call of Duty on the Switch, and I would see, like, hopefully Call of Duties in general just drop, month after month on Game Pass, and you can just, play the story and play a little bit of the multiplayer and then move on to the next one when they drop the next one. That's potentially what could be coming as well, is that they bought them to say, okay, in March or February we're dropping Call of Duty, I don't know, 2, the original one, and then next month 3, and then the next month 4, and so on and so forth. So we gotta wait and see. But if you're an Xbox owner like myself, and also on the PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch, so this isn't a jab at anybody else. But if you're, excuse me, if you're an Xbox owner, it's a good thing that basically they did buy Activision Blizzard, because then you're in a position where basically you are going to benefit as an Xbox owner and gamer. And as far as the mobile games go, I've played Call of Duty Mobile. I like it. I think it's a good thing. I think more games need to have more things need to have mobile attachments, like games and things that they make for mobile to continue the experience. That's where I think, and I'll get into it later, why I think Nintendo's still the king when it comes to portable, just off the experience alone. But number 3, speaking of Nintendo, I got a Nintendo Switch OLED. What are my plans for it and thoughts on Switch 2? Okay, so if I did not post, I don't think I put the pictures up yet so far, that I got a Nintendo Switch OLED. I'm coming up from the Nintendo Switch. Thankful to my lovely wife who procured it for me. We switched up components and controller sticks as soon as we got it and stuff like that. And basically, my opinion, from what I can see, just playing the game straight up in the screen there, it's very much improved. Okay, I do see the difference. My whole thing was for the bigger angle of, less bezels and stuff like that, whatever they did with the bigger screen. I bought it mainly for that. And then I also bought it for other games ahead of it, like Harry Potter that's about to come out. I'll get into it later. Ultimate Alliance, 2K, 24, Street Outlaws 2, Winner Take All, things like that. To have the best graphics that I could have possible. That was the main reason why I went and got it. My thoughts on it is my thoughts on Switch 2 is, there was a report that was posted today. Shout out to, I think his name is Switch Force or something like that. I can't remember his exact name, but I think that may be his name. But shout out to him. I watched the video of basically of a YouTube content creator talking about how one second. A YouTube content creator talking about how basically Nintendo made a statement, and the statement they made was the reports of a Nintendo Switch 2. Oh wait, hold on one second. I just noticed that you can't see the score. 1 second. My bad. That's completely my fault there. Let me see something here. Okay, now hopefully it works well for me. I don't know. Let me see. If it's willing to work with me. Let me see. Well, it's just gameplay in the background anyway. We'll fix that another time. I don't want to derail in the show and keeping me here for hours and stuff like that. We're just using them for background, so you have something, in the background of watching. You're not just staring at a screen. That's one of the reasons why I came away from SoundCloud and brought it to TikTok, because I feel as though it's good to have a screen standpoint. Now, in the future, I will have it shrunk in where you can see the scores and stuff like that. This was just something that happened today, and I don't know if it's because of the output when I set it up or what, but I don't want to mess with it and then crash the system and have to start all over again. So, my thoughts on Switch 2, as I was saying. So the report said that what do you call it? The reports about a Nintendo Switch 2 are inaccurate. To me, I have the highest Nintendo Switch available with the OLED. My wife has the highest OLED, so we're prepared if there was a Nintendo Switch 2 because of the credit you would get towards the next Nintendo Switch. And also, as a gamer myself, I like to keep things aside just in case something comes up for the next up and coming game. So I'll be trying to set aside at least a beginning payment for the new Switch if they were to come out one. Just because of the fact that I don't want to have to deal with scalpers and different ways of picking it up. So if they do announce it, I'll try to be on it, and then I'll try to keep you posted, with videos and updates about it as soon as I get it as well. Number 4, I'm loving Detroit Become Human on PS5 and God of War Classic version. Okay, you may not hear me talk a lot about the PlayStation. It's nothing against it. The only problem that we have with the PlayStation 5 is, number one, the games that I like are more story driven and they're more adultish. Okay, Detroit Become Human, if I'm not mistaken, comes with, I think, a mature tag of 18 and older. And I know Call of Duty is 18 or older with the nakedness that be in that and stuff like that. So basically, we're in a position where, you can't really say that you're going to broadcast that, on a stream unless you're willing to catch some strikes and stuff like that. And that's not something that I'm willing to do. But I do want to express the fact that I am, loving the game and loving the aspect of it and how it plays out. And, Detroit Become Human got me hooked. There's some other games that I got. Like, I kind of feel I'm really involved with Starfield right now, but I don't have to worry about Detroit Become Human, the story being ruined for me or something like that. I'm almost pretty much finished, and I can kind of see where it's going. But it's a great game. Definitely will buy the second one when it comes out. God of War. I haven't been playing the new God of War because my version of God of War that I grew up playing was the one with Kratos where, he fought the Greek gods and stuff like that. So I've been more playing that. The problem that I'm still solving is, you see how the audio is good right now, like where everything's set up and stuff. And when I'm playing the game on Xbox there, the game audio is coming through. There's something with PlayStation, the way it sets up, where it won't let that happen. So I have to jack the TV and use that as the audio towards the stream. And that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. But that changes kind of how I stream. Being able to control all the switches and stuff like that is something that I've grown accustomed to over these past couple of over these past couple months and years. So I'm just going to have to do a little bit more research and try out things to see if I can get it, working. If not, I'll probably put PlayStation on a day when I know that there's no real activity or sound or anything like that. I will be, number 5, I will be expanding sports titles on TikTok soon. Okay. So what that means is I wasn't able to catch up with, what's the name of that thing? MLB 23. It's out, but to tell you the truth, I'm not super good at it. So what I'm going to be adding is going to be my career from NBA 2K. I know you might think, hey, well, everybody has a my career. Well, everybody's my career ain't going to be my career. I'm going to hold off the position that I'm playing. You're going to have to just tune in when I get it and see what, because I do have it on my Switch. I got it to try it out on my Switch to see, whether I like the shooting options and stuff like that. I made a couple threes, things like that. It makes me want to think about, where I want to put my position at and what position I want to play. Also, at the same time, I'm in between about 2 positions, so you'll find out when I actually start it up. But I do plan on getting 2K24 before the holidays are over, probably sometime around Black Friday, which is only in, another couple of weeks, something like that. So, I will be extending into NBA 2K, and then we will be managing these 2 games going forward until I find something else that I think needs to be added in that's age appropriate for TikTok. Number 6, PS5 is bringing out a similar console. PS5 is bringing out a slimmer console. How I feel about it. Okay, so I own a PlayStation 5 as well. I own an Xbox Series X, a PlayStation 5, and a Nintendo Switch, right? So the PlayStation 5 that I have is the PlayStation 5, the big one, right? The one that stands taller and wider than an Xbox Series X, right? To me, I don't see a reason for me to go and buy a PlayStation 5 Slim or whatever they're labeling it as. Nothing against it, because as you can see, I own a daggone console. It's just basically I don't see the need for it. By the time, because don't get me wrong, I know that hold on one second, let me grab a sip of water here. Don't get me wrong. I know that everybody normally, will say, well, they're going to come out with a 6. Yeah. And sometimes, and I know not everybody talks about it, trading stuff in, but I normally put the old system towards the new system. That's just what I've been doing since, I started gaming from my parents when I was younger. It just made more sense, right? So we're probably like a good couple of years away from a actual PlayStation 6 or something like that. That's why you have a Slim, right? Or a Pro or whatever they're calling it, right? So I don't see a need, because it doesn't do anything for me graphics wise. Now, if it does do a little bit more graphics, that's cool. I'm not hating on anybody that has it or anything like that, but I'm pretty good with my purchase. With Nintendo Switch 2 seeming like that's about to come out, if I had to choose between the two, I would get the Nintendo Switch 2, because there's a good chance that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be able to play Call of Duty. I should also maybe get Madden. There's a good chance we might get Madden. Excuse me. What else came out that was pretty hot during the year? I'm trying to think. I didn't play a lot of other games. I stuck more Madden, 2K. They already have 2K, so I'm looking at what Madden you can probably get. Hogwarts Legacy, a different version. Or probably 9 times out of 10, some updated version of it will be released on the Switch. So PS5 right now to me is okay. If you don't have a PS5 and you're looking at one, definitely maybe buy the new one if you want to have the new one. But if you do come across the old one, don't feel as though that it's some system that doesn't run or something. I mean, I know I've used it and I haven't had a problem with mine. Number 7, There's Alert Show now will be a weekly podcast hosted on TikTok and made available for replay on YouTube and the official brand website, SR51media.com. What that means is this podcast will start happening at least, at minimum, once a week. I want to take some time away from gaming every day, because I stream Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to take some time away from just game streaming to actually go over the topics that I feel or I've bumped into over the week. Gaming, comics related, TV related, things like that. I used to normally do it a lot, like every week or so when I was on YouTube. I used to basically bounce back and forth and upgrade and, just talk during the streams. But I feel as though that sometimes when you're playing a game, it's kind of hard to hold a conversation. Like now, I have the gameplay in the background, but I can also hold a conversation. So when you go to watch this video, you have both instead of just like glowing icons and stuff like that, which is okay. But at the same time, this is where I'm going to be getting different screens for my gameplay. So that way, you're not watching your computer, you're watching more me, right? Oh, and then also, if you didn't hear the, all podcasts and all Aries Alert shows going forward after this one will be made available on YouTube at SR51 Media and made available on the SR51media.com website, where you can watch for free if you choose to. Number 8, I will be doing mini newscast on TikTok to cover all the breaking news and not have the audience wait till the weekend. Okay. So what I want to get into is I want to get into those videos where it's short form content, where I'm talking about one subject in a short clip. So that way, when we come together on, let's say, Saturday, right, as a designated time, we have, caught up with each other. You heard from me on Monday, you maybe heard from me on Wednesday, you heard again from me on Thursday, and then now you hear now the show's on Saturday. And then we reset it again. Maybe even with sports, we can get into my reaction to certain games that happen and what I feel is going to happen, right? I have to look and see, how the times work, because I'm watching it just like you're watching it, Number 9, I will be jumping back into Call of Duty soon with Modern Warfare 3 on YouTube, mainly for the story, but for online battles too. Okay, so if you didn't know, I do play other games besides Madden and 2K. I'm currently in the middle of Starfield. Detroit Become Human, the classic God of War, as I talked about earlier. I have plans on getting Spider-Man, the one with what's his name, Venom in it. 1 second. So I have plans to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new one, for multiplayer, but mainly for the story. Spider-Man, the new version, where he's fighting Venom. I plan on getting that as well. And then also possibly, depending on what I feel, is other games I may bump across that I feel are okay around the time of Black Friday for the PlayStation, so we can start bringing the station alive too. And it'll all be broadcasted on YouTube and TikTok. So basically, what'll happen is I'll put a clip up on TikTok that shows you, say, what game I'm going to be playing, and then I'll put the YouTube link or the YouTube address in somewhere in comments or something, or just tell you, and then let you know that I'm getting ready to go live. So that way, it's like everybody gets notified, and you can come on over, or maybe if I'm playing off screen, I'll record it like I always do, and just put it up on the website later on so you can watch it at your own leisure. Let's see here. Number 10. If I could, what are some games I want on Switch and would buy or maybe buy 2 copies of for that time? To me, if Madden comes to the Switch, I would still buy it on the Xbox or PlayStation. Just because, depending on how powerful the Nintendo Switch 2 is, if it's like on par with the Xbox and PlayStation, I would still buy it. But I might, dang, that was an incredible play just now too. It just happened. If, let's say hypothetically, Madden comes out on the Switch, right? I would still buy 2 copies because there are some times where, like after this stream, right? After this stream, I'm gonna shut everything down. I'm going to go relax. It might be where I am now. It might be in a different room of the house. But one of the things that sticks out to me, and I try to tell people, is you see this right here? Right? This boy right here, you could jump up. Let me see if it's on camera. Let me see if it made it to the screen. You see this boy right here? You could jump up with one of these and climb into whatever game you want to. You see what I'm saying? I got I'm a big Street Outlaws fan. Shout out to Street Outlaws. It's one of my favorite shows. I love you guys' show. That John's amazing. Like, these dudes are racing down the daggone track at down the streets at like 200 miles an hour. They made a video game about it. I bought the first one on Xbox, bought the second one on Xbox, bought the first one and the second one on my Switch. Great game, right? What else? Well, so matter of fact, I can show you. Hold on real quick. So that way you have a better understanding. So you don't think that Salt Air is your boy, your man from SR51 Media, Salt Air is just talking to you. Own games, we're talking about them. Animal Crossing, Street Outlaws 2, Winner Takes All, Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, NBA 2K24, Saints Row the Third, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, The Outer Worlds, Master Duel, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duelist, The Walking Dead, the final one. What else in here? Super Mario Kart 8, Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, DC Universe Online, like Funimation. Like, I'm really using this, John. I didn't just say, oh, well, I'm just going to say I got it just to basically put it out there. And same thing with the PlayStation. Like, I know where I am and Detroit Become Human, and I'm not trying to, like, race my way to the end because I can tell it's not one of those stories. I got to, it's kind of like with movies. You got to be in the mood or TV to want to watch it, right? That's how I kind of do with video games. Outside of streaming, I go off of what I feel. So right now, I'm in the middle of Starfield, but I know that, to tell you the truth, there's a possibility that my timing with Starfield could change. I might play Starfield 2. Oh, Psychotic, my day been pretty well. How's your day been going? I know that basically I can, jump back into those games at all times, but I try to keep a good management of what I play, and I realize, like, hey, Rob Gronkowski. Oh, that's cool. You got a reply back from Gronkowski. That's nice. So the thing of it is, right, I know that basically, you want to keep the games you play on like a managed level. You see what I'm saying? You want to get to a point where it's like, even with the Nintendo Switch, I realized myself that basically I was not really feeding the Nintendo Switch games. So that's why I went and got the LED, and I took advantage of these sales, because there were some sales, if you didn't know. There's a good amount of sales going on really everything right now. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. Go to the store, look around. I'm not telling you go out here and spend money you don't have. Hold your stuff for the holidays. But they already started a little bit on Black Friday, so I know I got a couple games for like $9-10. I think I got 2K when they had that sale going on for like $30, but I still need the Xbox or PlayStation version because I need that full neighborhood. These dudes got me running around in the daggone neighborhood, but basically, it's a smaller neighborhood, and that's cool for the portable version. But when I need that big version to see what the new neighborhood looks like. So I will be getting that for the streams as well. So like I said, the games, to answer that question, what games I would want on Switch number 10, if I could get them, would be something like, my number 1 would be Madden. Number 2 would be Starfield. I would start Starfield all over again if they brought it to the Switch. I would happily pay for at least they only release one version, right? Man, I pre-order that John and sit back and wait for it to come out. Not The Walking Dead. What's the name of that game that Xbox makes? State of Decay. Right, I don't know if that's available on Xbox, on Nintendo Switch. I haven't looked at that yet, but I would like that as a game. It kind of was like The Sims with zombies, but not the real in-your-face version, just the more top-down version of them. But yeah, those are just a couple games I wouldn't mind having on Nintendo Switch. If I could have it my way with this new Xbox and this new Switch about to come out, we never know. With these dudes being good partners with each other, you never know what we're gonna get. 1 second to make sure that's there. Okay, what's next? Number 11. Why do I not have schedules for the YouTube streams? Okay, so I wanted to address that so people can understand where I was coming from. My live content is going to be exclusively, majority of the time, on TikTok at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be playing sports games. I'm going to be playing family-friendly games. YouTube is more of like, for me, is more a method to get you game shares from games that I'm playing to add more to the credibility of SR51 Media. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, let's say somebody said, well, I never heard of this guy, or I never, hold on. Never heard of this guy. What games has he played? What has he done? You can go to SR51 Media, the YouTube channel. You can scroll all the way back over these past 4 or 5 years. You can also go to Salt Aries Media, my original channel. That was that channel before that channel. Scroll all the way back to when I was streaming on YouTube from an Xbox. Something you were able to do years ago. Now, whatever happened to make that switch up, hey, I don't know. But basically, that's how I was doing it back in the day. And I shouldn't even say back in the day like it's 20 years, but back in the day, a couple of years ago, the way technology works. So basically, that's why I don't have schedules, because when I'm live on TikTok, I don't really think, okay, like I know a lot of streamers do that, where it's like, hey, I'm going over here to play this game. But a lot of times the games I play off camera are a lot more adultish, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Tom Clancy's The Division, Call of Duty. These sorts of games I'm going to be playing, and I have to watch what is shown because of just nowadays rules when it comes to streaming. So that's why I try to keep it. And I'm also going to get better with the edits for you guys. I'm going to learn how to use these timestamps. I don't really use them myself, but I'm going to make them for you. So that way when you watch a stream like this back on, say, the website or YouTube, you can skip to whatever topic you want to talk to. You can skip to whatever topic that you want to listen to and then make it quick. Some people may not want to hear the Nintendo topics. Some people may not want to hear the Xbox topics. Some people may not want to hear the comic topics. I shouldn't say comic, but book topics. People may not want to hear book topics. It's all about, your own choice and making it better for the experience for you guys and gals. So that's something that will be coming here, and that's why there's no schedules, because if I put a schedule on YouTube, now I'm, shortening the TikTok, so that kind of screws you over, because hey, you come into a stream, but he's going to shut it down and go somewhere else. Whereas I go live on TikTok, and I just go till I'm tired, basically, or hungry. Number 12. Why and how will I be doing even more content starting today? Okay, so I don't fully know how to upload. Not to say I don't know how to upload, but the type of upload that I'm looking for, I'm trying to find the right angle, and I also need to get the right mic because I don't want you listening. You ever, nothing against it, and I watch them still to this day. But you ever see those podcasts sometimes where people are talking? Like right now, let me make sure that I'm still getting audio. Okay, yeah, we're still getting audio. Right, nothing's wrong. But you ever watch those podcasts sometimes where people are talking and say two or three of them get to a point where you can't hear the third person? And it's like, it would just be silence until the next person comes back. It got to a point where basically that was something that I didn't want to happen on podcasts like this, right? So what's going to happen is once I get the right mic to work with my phone, I want to work with podcasts. Hold on one second. I want to get to a point where basically what happens is I want to get to a point where basically we are doing more mini updates and, things around the stream even after the stream. Sports updates when the game is over or maybe it's halftime, what I think is going to happen. I really want to get the TikTok updates more up there. And then I also want to get, say, the YouTube Shorts up there as well. I have nothing against YouTube Shorts and YouTube. That's, where I got my start from. It's where a lot of people, remember me from is from YouTube, and I'm still active on YouTube as well. Streams will be going on there sometimes with these new games that are coming out. We'll be streaming Tom Clancy's The Division, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm going to try, like I said, jump back into it. Might look to get that over the holidays to get that activated again. And when I'm active, hey, I'll put out content and videos. Number 13, why I feel the best Marvel game is Ultimate Alliance: The Black Order. Okay, now this is the topic that I wanted to get into. Marvel Ultimate Alliance: The Black Order 3, I feel, is the best Marvel game to be released by Marvel in the past couple of years. Now, graphics-wise and playability-wise, I understand where people may come from for Spider-Man. And also, I understand where people may come from with, next-gen technology and all this other sorts of stuff. But for a person like me that grew up with 2 to 3 Spider-Man games that have already been released that I played, enjoyed, and moved on from, having Marvel Ultimate Alliance: The Black Order to me is better because I get to assemble a team of all of them. Like prime example, a couple days ago, to give you an opportunity, right? Give you an example, right? I was watching Marvel Avengers, the kind of end phase where they were fighting. It was right around the time where Thor went to forge his hammer that he used on. His axe that he used on Thanos, right? So what happens is, hold on one second, get a sip of water here. It was right around the time where he went to go forge his axe that he used against Thanos, right? So what happens is basically, I watched about a good half a way through it, and then I turned to something else. But it got me to say, man, I kind of want to play with the Marvel, heroes. I want to build Hulk, Venom, maybe give me Hulk, Venom, Wolverine, Iron Man, and maybe a rotating fifth guy that you rotate out for whoever you like, right? But that team right there, you can't assemble that team anywhere outside of Marvel Ultimate Alliance: The Black Order, right? Now, if you want to talk to sheer graphics, of course something that's released on a PlayStation 5 outside of a Nintendo Switch, with Nintendo Switch being not looking at, pure power for their console or handheld or whichever category you want to put it in, of course it's going to beat it in that category. But what you have to understand is after a period of time of being Spider-Man and continuously just being Spider-Man, you're probably going to get to a point where you're tired of just being Spider-Man, right? Okay, today or tomorrow, I could assemble a team to beat, Marvel Avengers: The Black Order And then when I go into the expansion pass, form a whole nother team to get through those levels and rotate them in and out. Now, by the time I get to the end of everything, level expenses and all that other sorts of stuff, it was an amazing experience that can't be replicated anywhere else, so you might play it again. That's where the replayability comes in. Now, with Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, this is an amazing freaking game, okay? I'm a big fan of Venom myself. But I feel as though that when they shrink you down to just one hero, sometimes, to me, I like the games that give you more of a team, right? It's just wanted to explain that one. Number 14, where I think we're headed in the gaming universe and how some might not like it, but I do. Okay. I don't know if everybody's experienced it, but there's this thing out there called Xbox Cloud Gaming, right? What this is to me, I feel it's the future of Xbox and possibly the future of a lot of gaming services, because basically it all comes down to your Wi-Fi. You can use it on your iPad or your Google tablet. You can use it on your phone. You can use it on your iPhone, your Android phone. You can use it on all of that, right? But what you got to see close is once we get to a point where that signal that you get to your tablet or your phone works at least flawlessly when it comes to their games, you're not going to see that many people buying consoles, because what is going to be the point? Like, it's going to get to a point where, yeah, you could buy, like, say, the console and get sturdy, super home graphics, or you could buy the stick that plugs into your TV and basically you're good to go. For me, either way, I probably still would end up buying a console because I like the best. Like, when I sit down in my home console system for streaming and playing, because it's also playing, it's not so much just streaming, right? Excuse me. When I sit at home amongst my systems and stuff, I want the best outcome I can get from my gaming experience. With Nintendo, when I jump up from this, I'm able to say all those games I just listed, they all come along with me. So whether that be outside, whether that be at a friend's house, whether that be at, in the living room, whether it be in the kitchen making something to eat, wherever it is, those games run along with me. Now, typically a lot of times when I play games like, what we do during the week, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will be tomorrow on those times. When we're playing a game and doing things like this, and also I know that the screen may be cut off on the score, that will not be that way when we go live tomorrow. This is just because it's a podcast and it's background. But the reason why I said that was because when you get to a point where you realize they all play different parts, okay? Xbox is great for me in the best of, not to say budget, because I don't want to use the word budget like it's a budget thing, but I feel like Xbox has the best deals and I don't even want to say deals. I feel like it's more plans. Let's go with plans, because everybody got service plans, right? Xbox pound for pound has the best service plan because of the fact that you pay. I got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, right? So what that does is it gives me a copy on my Xbox and my PC. Now, I'm not a PC guy like that. That's the one platform that I don't own. I play on mobile, but I don't own the PC platform, right? What that does is it gives me the ability to say, oh, Xbox just came out with a new first-party game. I can either buy it or I can either wait for it to come out. Like with Starfield, I bought it before it came out because I wanted to play it ahead of time. I think it was a couple of days early release or something like that, and I was grateful for it because I didn't let anybody ruin the story for me. And, at the end of the day, I'm basically almost over with it, so I could tell where it's going and stuff like that, but I'm still having an amazing time. Now, will I sit there and play it over again? That's going to wait to see once we get to the end, because there's other games that I'm really interested to see how they ended as well. Things that I don't really bring up because I don't want anybody ruining it for me. But at the same time, I feel as though they have the best pound for pound, playing service and games as well. I feel as though Starfield is amazing. Quickly became one of my favorite games of all time. But I did see an advertisement today because, happy N7 today. Today is N7 day for everybody that remembers Mass Effect. And they did say they're coming back. So that's a day one for me. As long as everything looks good and looks cool with Mass Effect, please. Probably if that's why I really hope they come with a Switch too, because that way I can get one for my Xbox and I can get one for my for my Switch. I'm getting to a point where I don't really put money on a lot of other things. I put it more into my gaming and streaming and stuff like that. So, I'll keep you updated with any news that I find out about it. So that's where, my example of those categories, that's where I think we're going with, services and, all around where gaming is going. I like it. So a lot of people like the new streaming services and the whole, what do you call those, live games and games that have to be updated and microtransactions, all that. Not a lot of people like it. I like it. I like what it brings to gaming. And I hope that we do get to a point where one day, Xbox is on my tablet. No, not that I wanted to shut down and not sell. Same thing with PlayStation. Not that I want them to stop selling consoles, but at least get good enough on the tablet where I could take my Xbox or my Xbox and PlayStation controller, so that way when I'm on a plane or I'm at a family member's house or I'm flying around or whatever you want to call it, I could actually play those games in good quality. Because I think that I understand they're still in beta, but I would wonder, where are they with it? Because even though I have all the consoles, I question all of them the same, and they've been in beta for a good couple of years, so it could be something that's still. I'm starting to see where some people used to say, hey, the streaming stuff is a good 5 to 6 years off, because they've been in beta for at least, I want to say, the past, I want to say they've been in beta for at least 4 to 5 years, maybe, if not more. So, is it a priority? Maybe, maybe not. They can't go to alpha. They can't go to release status after this right away, so maybe they're still working on it, but I do feel that's where they're trying to go. Number 15, the update status on the SR51 Media book. The update status is still happening. I'm not going to, bore you on the details, but basically, I'm still in the works of doing everything to get the book going. I'm very attracted to this topic that I'm looking into right now. I'm trying to figure out how to connect the dots between the story that I want to tell and the story and the genre itself. So I'm really trying to focus down and find out who my audience is going to be and who I'm actually marketing to. Number 16, what I've learned going into the creation process of my own book. What I've learned just from streaming alone, going into the creation process of my own book, is that basically you're not going to please everybody. Okay, there's a lot of people that would say, I'd rather be a jack of all trades and a master of none, and then there's some people that would say I'd rather be a master of trades and a master of one than a jack. What do you call it? A jack. Excuse me. I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of one, right? And I think of myself more like that because when it comes to the book, I don't really plan on bringing in a lot of outside help. I plan on keeping things really in-house. Maybe getting an opinion from somebody on something, being a family member or maybe a survey or something like that. To me, that's one of the reasons why I chose what I'm doing, because I can actually, I have the skills in place to do it from beginning to end. I'm trying to cut down on things that would create problems for myself later on, like art styles and things like that. I really feel that I understand where, let's say, manga has gone and the growth that it has gotten over the past, let's say, 5 to 10 years. I think it's the probably more popular art style to actually draw out of, and I will be doing the proper steps to make sure that my skills are up to par with, what is out now in detail and things like that. As far as story, I'm not going to be, to me, I'm still trying to decide between one that connects to many or several that are just a vault of different stories that you can come back to over time, over and over again. That's something I'm still kind of in the middle about. Still in the middle a little bit about programs. The drawing part aspect is not really a problem because I decided to change the aspect of how I'm going to basically tell the story. I'm not to say I'm not a writer, but I'm not really the type of guy that wants to sit there and type away. You know how you see some people when they're writing books, it's just typing away for the next, 5 and 10 hours of the day. I'm more a visual person. So I'm thinking about going the storyboard aspect of how you see it, how they used to do with Marvel and DC stuff back in the day. Wall frames and things where I can kind of get a good look at it and be able to check it out every day. Maybe something on my electronics. I don't know. I haven't gotten around to it. But as I said, this is why the Aries Alert Show is here. This is the 20th anniversary show. I had a great time with you guys. We went through over 16-something topics. In the future, I may not have 16-something topics, but it will be gaming, sports and comics and manga related. That's what we do around here. That's all we do around here. You know, you don't have to worry about coming here. We are not playing anything outside of those boundaries. So, this has been great. I've had a great time with you. Be sure, if you did not catch the show from the beginning and you want to hear all the topics and all the news, let me put in the chat again one more time. And then I'm also going to let the chat catch up, just in case that way it doesn't click out on you right before I leave, and then you don't hear what it had to say. I want to thank everybody for being here. This was an amazing stream. Thank you for chilling. Thank you for coming past. Thank you for your comments. Shout out to everybody that was here today. Remember, when you watch this back, this was the 20th episode of the Aries Alert Show. Have a great rest of your night. Be safe, be blessed, and I'll see you next time I'm live. Peace.